squat every day. Day 1233. Girl and Lambo. Let's hit it.
Last night I listened to a college basketball player, Division One college basketball player, talk about his schedule to a bunch of kids. Looked like it was a basketball training session, and he rocked up to kind of give him some inspiration, give him kind of like a breakdown on what the next level is all about. And what he talked about was what I imagined professional basketball to be like. He talks about how he wakes up every single day at 7 a.m. He's got the first shoot around between 8 and 9. 9 to 12 is his actual basketball training session with the whole team.
So from 8 to 9, he's doing like some solo like warm-up stuff, just shooting around or whatever. So there's about an hour right there.
You know, scrimmaging and doing drills and whatever.
So then after that, he's got team practice, which is another couple hours. So was that 3-4 hours right there?
Between 1 and 3, he's got class, so he's got to go to class. And then
Unlucky.
between 3 and sounds like 6 o'clock, he's got conditioning, a shoot around, and some more conditioning after that, if I'm not mistaken.
Conditioning, shoot around, and more conditioning. So stuff to help him. He's got like secondary and tertiary things he's doing to like help him succeed in basketball.
Basically, he gets home at 7 o'clock. So it's a 12-hour day.
That is probably not including like any homework that this dude is doing or whatever, like papers he's got to write, so on and so forth.
The reason why I found that interesting and the reason why I wanted to share with you guys is because, you know, we all pretend like we don't know what the next level is about. You know, we like, oh yeah, if I was at that level, I'll do that as well.
So obviously I'm going to compare a lot of this to aim training and FPS because, god damn it, it's fun.
I don't look at it like that. If you want to be on that level, you have to sustain that type of work ethic for an extended period of time.
That seems like it's so true, man. And this is just a Division 1 basketball player, you know? Like when I first started aim training, with like mouse and keyboard on like Kovacs and like all the voltaic benchmarks and shit, it's like it's kind of hard because I couldn't really like keep my mind focused on like doing like one scenario over and over again. You know, I would bounce around a lot, and you know, over the course of time, it's like your tolerance, it just builds up to doing like this same thing over and over again. And this is just going back to, this is the one aspect of my life that I like to control, I like to do, that I feel I get some sort of like enjoyment out of.
You don't just rock up and then start that training schedule.
No, you don't. You don't wake up and you don't start aim training for 4, 5, 6 hours a day. That's not where you start. You actually start on the opposite side. All right? You start out doing maybe half an hour, 15 minutes. You know? Maybe you got a little time clock going on the side. Maybe you got a clock going on or you're just paying attention to the clock or whatever. And it's like, oh, before you know it, oh, there goes 35 minutes. There goes 40 minutes. There goes 45 minutes. And this is just an accumulation of work that you're just doing. All right. Someday, you know, it's not linear. Obviously, that's not linear. You know, it undulates. It goes up and down. You know, but over the course of time, if you just zoom out, it's like, and you look back at where you came from, it's like, oh my God, I can actually aim train for like 2 hours now. I can aim train for 3 hours now. And it doesn't feel so like menial anymore.
You have to have that training schedule to get to that level. And so when some of you guys are like, man, how can you train every single day? This is nothing. I am not a professional. If you knew what...
Much the same way, I am not a professional like FPS player at all at anything. I just like aim training because I don't know. I wish I could describe it. It's like the same like reason I go to the gym like on my off days, you know? I can't really work out like on my work days, but on my off days, I go to the gym and I aim train.
Professionals did, which I'm surprised a lot of you guys don't know because it's all out there. I mean, we live in the social media world where everything's freaking accessible. You can just look this up, what these guys are doing. If you really want to get shocked, look into, I mean, he's done videos about this. Look into Kobe Bryant, what his schedule was.
So he's gonna take Kobe Bryant, which is like Kobe Bryant was like an outlier, like top tenth of 1%, top tenth of 1/10 of a percent, or whatever. He's like one of the tippy top guys, and how much work and effort he puts in. So like, I don't know how like a basketball schedule goes throughout a week. I would imagine you play like one or two professional games that's shot on TV. Maybe like let's say like one day a week, and that lasts, I don't know, 2-3 hours, however long a basketball game is. But so there's that 1 hour. So you have that 1 hour of the week, or 2 hours, however long. And then you have all this other time that you're not seeing Kobe Bryant on TV. You have no idea how much time and effort he's like putting into not only his like own like, personal skill, but team skill, team dynamics, VOD review, or whatever, strength and conditioning, all these things. It's the same thing with whatever FPS thing you're doing. All right, you got your aim training, your solo stuff that you practice by yourself, your practice your movement, practice your 1v1 skills or whatever, and then you got your team stuff that you're practicing. You're gonna do scrims. All right, you're gonna do VOD reviews. All right, you're gonna talk about communication, which is a huge one. All right, it's the same thing.
There is absolutely no surprise in my mind why he was as good as he was. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. I can see it. It's all about the work. And so some of you guys have 9 to 5s like me. I go to work, I got a family, I got to eat, I got to shower, I got to do all these sorts of things. School drop off, school pick up, have time with the family over the weekend. It's all well and good, right? There is still time for you to get after it for freaking 1 hour a day. This is kind of how I view it. I've always kind of yearned as a youngster that one day I'll be able to be a professional basketball player. I wanted to.
Same thing, I don't know how old Yvonne is or whatever, but like I'm like 33 right now, and I still like in the beginning I always yearned to be like a professional like video game player. All right,
be in that schedule like that guy was talking about. I wanted to be busy 12 hours of the day working on my craft. What's the difference between me and him? What is the difference? Why can't I do this on my own? Nobody watching me, just me getting after it, me getting that fulfillment of doing work. Why can't I do that? Oh, there's no prospect of you getting paid, so you're doing this for money? I was never like that. I never did it for money. I just wanted to be the best in basketball. That was kind of how I viewed it. I love the process.
Yes, because when you're young, you don't have any concept really of how much reward you can get for how much work and effort you put in, and the result being you having like some sort of like skill in like your sport or whatever. I would say I don't know, most people when they choose like, I don't know, like a hobby or sport or whatever, when they're like young, like I don't know, maybe early teens, maybe preteens or whatever, like they don't care about the money because that's not in their conscious. All right, they just they see stuff happening on TV. Like I used to like wrestling or whatever. I used to watch wrestling. I used to put all the pillows and the couch cushions down on the floor or whatever and do like wrestling moves. All right, because like I wanted to like be a wrestler, like The Rock, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right. I had no concept of like how much money they were making when you're a kid. It's only until like way later that the money comes into play,
Just I loved working. I loved working. And when I go to work, like in a couple of hours, I have to go to the hospital and do a shift. When I go over there, like I don't feel that connection with just working that. So when I come back home and I want to.
Same thing. A lot of people have no A lot of people just work their jobs just so they can make money. All right, that's it. Deal with it. A lot of people, I would say more or most people don't like their jobs, and they're just showing up for the paycheck, which is fine. You know, Somebody's got to do the job or whatever. As long as you're showing up and making it happen, you're fine.
Work with something that I absolutely love, my passion, training, physical exertion, trying to get the body to adapt to a
Exactly. Like same thing for me. Like whenever I'm working out, I know I'm not going to be like, trying to compete like on a bodybuilding level or like a powerlifting level or whatever. And uh like I just do it because it's like brushing your teeth. You probably should do it, but not everybody really wants to do it. Same thing with aim training. I mean, well, actually, I would argue that at least with like working out, you get some sort of like I don't know, physical and mental like health benefits. I don't know if that really you get the same benefit for like aim training. But again, it's just a hobby. All right, you decide on how serious you want to take it.
to be stronger, to all of that. I love that. I could do 12 hours of that. I don't want to do 12 hours of something that I don't love. Nursing is all right, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, I'm like, why don't I do more of what I love? Why is it a chore for you to do something that you love? You don't love it, dude. Stop kidding yourself. You don't love it. You're there for the results. So you can get a 400 million kilo deadlift, so you can post it on Instagram, so you can get some chicks. Tell me that's not the case. Tell me that is not the case. Ask yourself, why are you doing this?
Very true. And this can be asked with like I think I heard this question off of Joe Rogan one time, and he's like, do you think if there were no people left on the face of the earth and you were like the last person, would you still work out? And I would have to say most people would probably say no. It's like, because like, what are you doing this for? Why are you busting your ass? All right. Is it for looks? Is it for health? What is it for? What are you doing? All right. You could probably injure yourself. You're the last person on earth and you're just throwing around some heavy weights. All right.
Why are you posting your lifts on the internet? Is this so you can get, as popular as The Rock, and you can get, star in movies, you can get every single chick that you want, drive a Ferrari? Is it because of that?
And also, you're not like a bad person if you do those things, all right? You're not a bad person if you like make a PR and post it on the internet. Most people want to be like somebody. They want a little bit of attention, all right? Sponsor me, I'll peddle your fucking powder or whatever. Just, help me make it so I don't have to go to my dog shit ass job, all right? Like, you're not a bad person for wanting things like that, all right? That's a little bit of, what drives like self-motivation.
Be honest with me, man. Be honest. Are you doing it for the results? Or are you doing it for the love of the journey and the passion and the emotional response that you get from working hard? I ask you, you don't have to tell me, you don't have to tell anyone in the comments. You can just ask yourself in your mind and have that little dialogue in your mind. Check yourself. See what you're doing things for. Are you with that girl that you're with right now because you really love her? Or she's got that fine ass and you just want to do that? She's hot and it gives you a bit more cred with your friends because she's hot, she's like a trophy. Ask yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Just whatever, man. I don't care. You don't have to say anything to me. Ask you some of these questions. What are the drivers for your actions? Because to me, in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing this because I love it. I don't care. I started this squat everyday journey with like 2 blokes watching me. I was watching them, they were watching me. It was a cool thing, and I loved it. I'm in this journey for reasons that most people don't understand. Where's the progress, man? Where's the progress, man? Where's the progress, man? You're shit. Where's the progress, man? This is nonsense. Where's the progress, man? I don't need that girl with a fine ass. I don't need that Ferrari. I don't need a $100 million contract. I'm happy. And it's a shock to a lot of you guys because you guys are like, why is he doing this? I don't understand why he's doing this. My God, why is he doing this? He's shit. Why is he doing this?
The moral of the story is more or less, just let people do whatever they want to do for whatever reason. All right. I think it's kind of like high roady to say that my reason is better than your reason. But that's just me. That's just what I think, you know? If you want to do like fucking working out and shit just to like look good and post stuff on the internet, or just work out and hit big PRs and post it and hopefully get some, attention or whatever, that's fine. You know, it's whatever.
It's almost like a dimension that people can't even see why people do what they do. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm doing this for me. And the world as we know it is so disconnected with that level of thinking, with that level of feeling, doing things for the soul, doing things because they feel good, not because it will get you a promotion, it will get you more money, it will get you that girl, it will get you that contract, that house. People have completely disconnected from that spiritual, from that gut feeling, from that God, whatever you want to call it, completely disconnected. And every single time you turn on Instagram, every single time it's YouTube, it's some guy, big ass muscles, with a Lamborghini in the background and some chick draped over it. And everyone's like, oh, I want to be that guy. But that guy, as soon as that camera turns off, goes over there and grabs a handful of antidepressants, pop them in, do a couple of lines of cocaine just to function. But he's portraying this happiness. My friend, that is not happiness, man. I know. I've seen people in the...
I mean, happiness, of course, is going to be a little subjective. There is no objective happiness or whatever, but I get what Yvonne's talking about.
deathbeds. And if you've been around people on their deathbeds, 100% honesty, my friend. This is it. There's no point of lying. So when you ask them, what would you take back? What is the most important thing in your life? The other day I heard a video. I think that summarizes it really well. He's on a freaking private jet, and some guys, they're flying. Some guys are like, what would you define success as? The guy sits there for about 5 seconds thinking about it, and he turns to him and he says,
what would you define success as? I don't know, man. That's a good question. That's a tough one to answer, because it's not as simple as like money or positions of power or political positions, or I don't know, maybe even relationships, how well you're liked or anything. I don't know. What have you done? Are you, like, while you're on your deathbed, do you have any regrets? It's hard to say.
success to me is when you have kids, adult kids, when they've grown up and they still want to hang around with you. They still want to come back and chill with you. That to me is success. Now, I stopped the video and I pondered on that for a little while. Think about what that means.
When you have kids and they still want to hang out with you when they're grown adults, or something like that, they're still like hanging out and chilling with you. Maybe they come back from wherever to like come visit. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one.
Who knows you more? Who have you spent more time with? They know you on your bad days, on your good days, or every day in between. If you're a good guy, your kids will hang around with you. This dude is a billionaire. He didn't say, I got this yacht. He didn't say, I got this many women. He didn't say, I've got a private jet. He didn't say, I bought an island. He didn't say any of that. And guess what? A lot of the guys that I deal with who are in the terminal phase of their illness, who are on their deathbed, who know that they're staring at the last part of their life, no one ever brings up Ferrari or clout or how famous they were or if they were a road.
That is probably true, what he's talking about. No one is like sitting there about to die like, oh, I'm so happy I got that Lambo. I'm so happy I got that Ferrari. I'm so happy I got that fucking 1,000-foot, 2,000-foot, 3, 4, 5,000-foot yacht or whatever. I'm so happy I got that gigantic 1047 like jumbo jet private plane, blah blah blah.
Scholar, or if they went to Harvard or wherever the case might be. I never hear that crap, man. They usually brush past that stuff. Like, yeah, I was a successful thing, but my best thing is, man, my most prideful thing is my kids, man. They're doing so well. They're still around me. My kids, one kid's in South America, one kid's in Southeast Asia, one kid's is in France. They're doing great. Oh, they all talk about their kids and their love. Think about that. Use people around you. We are not the only generation that has lived on this planet. There has been millions upon billions of people who have lived. Open your eyes, listen to people. Talk to your grandparents. See what their summary is about life. Don't make the same shit mistakes that they've made, and their parents and their parents and their parents. Learn. I'm blessed because this is my career. I'm rubbing my shoulders every single day with these people who are at the end of their life. Now, once I hear that money it doesn't make you happy, why the hell would I want to go around, spend 50 years chasing exactly what he chased, and come to the same damn conclusion that he made?
So again, this is going to be like a subjective answer. People with money don't care about money. People that don't have money care about money, all right? Because depending where you live in the world, it's going to suck or be insanely awesome depending on how much money you have, all right? So this is incredibly subjective, but I kind of get where, Yvonne's going.
Why? Oh no, but this isn't talked about, you see, because that guy with big ass muscles and a Lamborghini and that chick with the G-string standing next to that Lamborghini, that's the dream. That's the dream. You know why? You know why?
And honestly, there's nothing wrong with like striving for those things, because what happens, this is just a guess. What happens? You get the car, you get the girl, and then you come to the realization that, oh, maybe this wasn't as important as I thought. All right. Does that still mean you had like a bad journey because you made that realization? Let's say you went through school. Let's say you did like the nurse thing, maybe you want to go a little bit up more, you get your, I don't know, whatever levels above nurse or whatever, and then one day you get the car and then you're like, oh, this is nice. And then you're just chilling, I think this is a very polarizing image, what Yvonne is talking about, like with the big houses, cars, and the girls and stuff like that. There is like a gradient of people that just like want to do like get the car, the girl, and like maybe like a decent sized home and just chill right there. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to like better yourself.
He's trying to sell you something. Oh, did I say that? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I really say that? Yes, he's trying to sell you something. Big muscles, hot chick, hot car, and right at the bottom there's a jar of protein powder. Like that.
What kind of commercials and like social media shit is Yvonne watching?
Well, let me take a scoop of that before I drive my Lamborghini with my hot blonde G-string chick. Oh my god.
Bro, where are these commercials and ads? I get none of these ads, dude.
The reason why this hits a nerve in me is because the guys that buy this shit are the immature guys. That's not an insult to you. I was exactly where you were at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, probably up to 25. Around 25, I started thinking, this guy's talking shit. And I was so disillusioned that I went, F your training programs, F your protein powders, F your pre-workouts, F your intra-workouts, BCAAs. Idiots. Screw all of that. Let me get off this concrete path and head straight for the forest and work this shit out by myself. And guess what? I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. Stay clear of the rubbish. All they want is your dollar. Simple as that.
That is true.
And what I have to thank is my professional career, nursing career, where you hear, you talk to guys who are taking their last breaths. These are the people that should be making videos, guys who have, not these, but this is the trouble. The guys who are making the videos, the guy who the algorithm is pushing really hard, these guys are paying for the advertisements. They got money. They suck more people in, they get more money. They get paid more advertising. And voila. And then Joe, the 18-year-old fella who is infatuated by that big muscles and the yellow car and that beautiful blue G-string. Oh my God, I want some of that in my life. Because all my mates are going to be like, dude, you're the best, man. You're the G, man. You're top G. You're the best. Wow, look at that Ferrari. I better listen to you because you have a Lamborghini. Why would you listen to some guy who is curled up in bed about to die? Listen to the guy with the muscles and the G-string chick.
That is a really interesting concept. But too bad there's no like, I don't know. There's not really like, I don't know, like a form of entertainment is probably like a bad phrase to say, of like, oh, what could be the lessons that we could learn from this person about to die this week on the deathbed show. This person is gonna talk about this and then he's gonna die. But they don't fucking show it or whatever. But I don't think that's. Do you think that would be like a successful show or something, or like a YouTube channel or podcast or whatever it is? In order to make like get those ideas out there. I don't know.
Yeah. The journey, the feeling, the spirit. Stop watching, stop listening, start feeling, and you will be in a better way. And stop thinking that you need that contract, that you need that team or whatever to start working hard. I'm training, I'm imagining myself that I'm a professional. I'm working on my craft. Ain't nobody gonna tell me anything. I'm the boss. I do whatever I want to do. If Kobe can work 14 hours a day, so can I. Yeah, okay, 8 hours of that a day is nursing, but my God, I will put in some extra work for the passion that I have. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Great.
Some of you guys.
Great freaking video. Oh my God. Another banger. Yvonne dropping the knowledge. Freaking awesome. I've watched since around day 500. I know you've progressed. The haters are clearly not watching on a daily basis. Thank you, Yvonne. I train every morning to these. Yeah, that's great, man. I mean, I think honestly what he was getting at is like, you have to, like, whatever you want to do, try to just go after it. If you can only do it an hour a day, so be it. Just make it a habit. Don't lose sight of what you want to do. All right. Yeah, this is another great video. Freaking awesome. All right. Well, I think that's about it. See ya.